chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Using his legs, it's Daniels. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to throw, it's Lagway. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you can tell they put the hit on him. And that ball came out and it came to the turf. Nice job of being physical by this defense.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. Passes it incomplete.
I know it wasn't successful there, but you can go back to last week. Like, they're going to throw this man the football. They find creative ways to get him the ball. Really good coaches get their playmakers the ball in space, and that's what I like about this offense. I bet they come back to him and find a way to throw him the football soon.
Cover's team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Pass to the receiver. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Great heads-up awareness by the cornerback on that play. He saw the receiver get the ball. He shot downhill and made a nice tackle.
The Mustangs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. To throw, it's Jennings. Looking down the middle. Right through his hands. You just have to make that catch, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, it's a good route by the wide receiver. He gets to the middle of the field. I think he just took his eyes off the football.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Quarterback making checks. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Really tough on an offense. 3rd and long, it's tough to, you know you're passing the football. They know you're passing the football. I'm going to rush the passer. I'm going to drop back deep, make you throw the ball underneath. But, you know, quarterbacks also want to force that football and try to get that 1st down. He does there, and that's why he creates the turnover.
Wants to go on top on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's Wilson. They stop him just short of the 1st down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
And man coverage, when they get up in your face, they make things hard. You want to be able to attack the whole field and get them leaning one direction and then break outside like you did there. Nice out-route connection. Nice chemistry between the quarterback and wide receiver.
He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. And the Gators racing to the line in the hurry-up.
This guy's got a lot of tools in his toolbox toting the rock, man. He showed you right there. I mean, when I think back to Florida running backs, Emmitt Smith, all-time great. But a guy I played with in Gainesville, Fred Taylor. He was so big, but so fast for a guy his size. He just caused so many problems for the defenses we faced. And I think in the SEC today, you've got to be able to run the football if you're going to win games. And this guy right here, he's going to give the Gators a chance.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to throw. It's Lagway. Makes the grab over the middle. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than they did here, but it was still a positive game.
The Gators lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. That'll be enough to give them a first and goal from the 10. The Gators are moving quickly down the field. Looking for space. It's Daniels. And he launches in for the score. Touchdown, Gator!
And he finds the end zone. I tell you what, man, this guy's going to be a force. You look at this offense, they find different ways to get him the football, different ways to use him. 3 times now he's entered the end zone, and not even 2 full games yet. This dude's a playmaker.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, fellas, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Georgia somehow, some way found an edge between the hedges and picked up a much-needed victory. It wasn't a masterpiece, but let's be honest, it wasn't a loss either. Always fun to see 2 of the game's better teams duke it out at this point of the season. A good barometer, fellas, for both coaches.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Now the play fake. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Man, that's one you expect him to make in his sleep, right? He's one of the better receivers in the entire country. He just dropped that one over the middle of the field.
Third down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Back to pass, it's Jennings. Throws to the wideout. Ready, go to the middle, it's nice. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 for the first down.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
They'll give it to Johnson. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. There he goes. Touchdown, Mustang. And once he found open space, the man might as well start playing.
And to have a rushing touchdown on that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear, his speed, he was gone.
They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. They're going to open drive with a pass. Finds his man. It's Wilson. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. Few teams improved over the second half of last season as much as Florida. And, Jesse, the biggest reason, the play of the young quarterback, DJ Lagway.
He was just unflappable a year ago, Reese, as a true freshman. You saw that on the field, but even in my time sitting down and meeting with...
Oh, he's got some space. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. And the Gators just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Dropping back, it's Lagway. Snagged out of the air. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
The Gators will line it up on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. He caught it. He gets it in. Touchdown, Florida.
I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a 12-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. Back to throw, it's Jennings. Here's the heat. Blasted as he lets it go. Tackle is made, but how about the toughness with this junior just standing in the fire and delivering the ball?
Man, it's nice having a QB that is going to hang in there. You can tell, hanging in there, he knows he's going to get hit, right? If I'm going to get hit, I might as well make a completion. Great job hanging in there, throwing the football on target and getting the completion.
Pressure coming. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. He was lurking, waiting for his opportunity, and like a gator in the swamp, he went into the roll and got that quarterback.
They did, and I tell you what, when you want to be dominant in this league, if Florida wants to get back to being a dominant team, it's got to be guys like this in the trenches dominating football games.
Didn't put much on that one, and it's incomplete.
This defensive coaching staff, they love their secondary, and they love the matchups they have. They believe they've got 5 guys at least back there that can cover one-on-one. You saw a great example of it there on 3rd down, forcing the incompletion.
Catches it at the 30. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. the Gators with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. To the air, it's Bagway. It's the grab. And the defense drags him down. And the Gators are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Quick strike complete. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the 1st down.
Just beautiful, and that's a great feeling as a quarterback when you make that throw. It keeps your offense on the field, keeps the offense in rhythm. Obviously not as good as throwing a touchdown pass, but I'll tell you this, way better than having to trot off over to the bench and wait for your turn to get another shot.
Not able to hook up there, incomplete.
I think the quarterback just needs to settle down and take his time. Be confident knowing you can step into these throws. When you step into it, it'll help your accuracy. That throw, throwing it off his back foot, led to the incompletion.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to throw again. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. Trying to escape and get it himself. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Short, they'll ride the running back here. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting 1st downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Daniels. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. Got some room in into the goal line. Touchdown, Gator! And they take it in for 6 more points.
One thing this team has shown early this year, it does not take them long to find their footing. They get off to fast starts. That was critical for them, winning their 1st game, and you've seen it here in this one too. They show up ready to go. There's no sleepwalking. I think you got to give this coaching staff a ton of credit for putting their players in good positions to have success.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense defense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Fires to the middle. Incomplete, and he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic. Fortunate to get it back.
Man, the defense is making it tough on this quarterback early. They already have an interception. They almost came away with another one there. They're doing a great job reading his eyes and breaking on the ball.
Looking to throw, it's Jennings. Oh, they're after him. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Was looking for a little more daylight for a big return, but he'll settle for the pick and setting his offense up at the 24. They'll go with a direct snap. Really good running. Gets into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16. The Gators with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. To pass. In the backfield, it's Daniels. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. That play looked as if it had a chance to be productive, but the open field tackle stopped.
And it's tough to get a running back one-on-one on the ground in the open field. You want guys swimming to the football to try to make that play. But understand that guy's a weapon. Good job by the defense seeing it, breaking on the football, getting him on the ground.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. Just a hair too much on it for this big-arm sophomore quarterback.
And that is a huge missed opportunity for your quarterback. You've got your guy wide open in the end zone. You're not under pressure. You just got to hit him. That ball got away. That's one he'd like to have back.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to throw, it's Lagway. Back's got it. And he'll hop it and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida! Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Buffalo may not be leaving town with a blowout victory, but they'll take a dub away from UB Stadium every time. The Bulls have been racking up road wins since the Bob Deming days, and they'll get another one today. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They think there's room to run to the right here. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line. Being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to adjust the pattern. Going to swing it on 2nd down. Snag in the middle. It's Maryland. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
Right, and I like you got the first down of the drive. So maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here.
Turning it on! Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
And the Mustangs will snap it on 1st and 10. Hand off from the gun. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. The play action fake. Fires to the wideout. Finds space on the right. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. And I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
The give to the back. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Looking to pass. It's Jennings. Unloads to the wideout. Touchdown, SMU!
And that touchdown is so big for this offense, right? Because here at the end of the half, they're just trying to find positives you can build upon in the second half. And right when it was looking like this game was starting to get away from them, they're able to execute and score, and that's going to help their confidence.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And they close the deal with a 20-yard pass for 6. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Looking downfield on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
Looking downfield, it's Flagway. Fires to the tight end. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better 3rd down situation.
And I like the QB here, Mason. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to QBs that can run completely change your game plan. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, you know, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the fourth quarter.
Looking to throw on first down. Release to the back. Caught over the middle. It's Clark. They bring him down, but it'll be first down at the 42. The Gators want to crank the tempo. Wants to throw on first down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. He'll pull it down and run.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
And now on second down for this offense. Wants to throw. It's Lagway. With the catch, it's Wilson. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. Looking to throw on first down. Quarterback adapted. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right. Don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, force the incompletion.
On second down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And that lead grows even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Gets it past the marker. Still on his feet at the 40. Still on his feet at the 45. Turns it on down the left side. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Mustang.
That was a big touchdown for them, too, because they're still trailing. They've got a lot of work ahead of them here in the second half. I think that's going to give them a lot of confidence now going into halftime. I can't wait to see what they do here in the second half.
Ready to try the point after. Oh, they block it. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Block the field goal, they get the extra point anyway. That's why.
The Gators will line up to kick off and start the second half. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. And I say that because they had a lot of success, but they're still losing because the defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
And it's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
Play action. Pocket breaking down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled
defensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Dropping back, it's Jennings. Rushes on him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Man, that's a big stop on this first drive. That's got to energize this defense. They didn't have a great first half. Let's just call it what it is. They could have done a lot better. But to come out, make some adjustments, get a stop on this first possession, that's a good sign for this defense.
Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. First down. Buys a little time. And they get to the quarterback. And the Gators in the hurry up.
And the offense, after giving up that sack, they're not going to take time to think about what happened. They're going right back to the line of scrimmage to try to run another play.
To fire on second down. Picked off. What a play to set him up. He goes down after a short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And that is such a veteran play by that defender. At cover zero, he knows the quarterback's going to have to get rid of the football quickly, so he's getting ready to jump anything that's going to be underneath. He does just that. Great job with the speed. Nice job reeling it in for the INT.
To the air on first down. Bringing the heat. Hit as he throws. He's got an open man. And finally, a little production in the passing game. That has been sorely lacking in this one.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play. And you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
First and goal and a great opportunity to slice into this lead. They'll try to get it in with the run. SMU!
It's closer and closer to the end zone right here. You know what's coming as a defense. The offense has to be physical, and they were. The back knew exactly where they had to get to get 6.
And with the extra point, they draw closer. It's 31-28. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin.
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Toledo notched a victory in enemy territory, and though it wasn't a dominant win, I'd argue any win away from the Glass Bowl is worth its weight in gold to the Rockets. All that speculation all week, and now we know. Something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Looking for room. It's Carter. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. To the air. It's Lagway. Throws to the wideout. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
You know, it's so important for corners to be able to transition, right? You got to have real loose hips. You got to be able to change direction on a dime. And in zone coverage, when you see the ball thrown, you can break on it and force incompletions like that.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed in the middle, it's Wilson. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45. The Gators moving quickly to the line.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first one.
Got the back over the middle. They get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. The Gators are on the move. Expect some pressure coming from the blitz. The pull and pull off the RPO.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Now on 2nd down. Power football with the run. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This is an offense, guys, that really believes in physicality, and that's their identity. So running the ball on 2nd down, no problem for them.
And the Gators with the 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Flagway. It's complete to the left. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. The Gators didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Gator!
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and it was closed out by the short yardage touchdown. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in the...
Breaks into the open. Really nice pickup there as they head out to the 44 with the first down.
Offensive coordinators just spend all offseason in a lab, and they just draw up stuff over and over again. How many times can I use misdirection? How many times can I use speed against the linebackers who flow so fast to the football? Really nice play design, a little misdirection. The defense didn't know what hit them. Big gain for the offense.
Cranking up a drive like that can really get you going. It's first down from the 44. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking downfield, it's Jennings. Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense. Last season, Kevin Jennings took over as the SMU quarterback, and they went 11-1 before stumbling in the ACC championship game and in the college football playoff. What does he need to focus on in terms of improvement?
Just avoiding the turnovers, Reese. If Kevin Jennings does that, this offense is virtually unstoppable because of his ability to extend plays and create, his accuracy throwing vertically down the field. SMU has everything they need. Rhett Lashley is going to have a lot of fun calling plays. If this guy takes that next step, watch out. This is a team vying for the college football playoff.
The Mustangs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Grab near the sticks. It's Merrill. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
You know, athletic tight ends today are such a premium in college football. Not only can these guys block, but you see this tight end and his ability in the open field, the wiggle that he has to make people miss. Don't see that too often.
1st and goal and a touchdown here really gives them momentum. They'll try to get it in with the run. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And down here near the goal line, you've got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring him.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Let's it fly. Touchdown, Mustangs. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
The great thing about spreading an offense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense. Spread them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Leaves it with the back. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Well, we're not quite in the 4th quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. DBs will try to keep everything in front. Scanning the field, it's Lagway. Using the quick game. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. And they'll line up from the 31 on 1st down. Looking downfield on 1st down. He's going to let it go. He's got it on the left. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
And sometimes the coverage is just great. And as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window. And you just say, hey, defense won that rep. Good coverage.
Plenty of work to do second and long. Looking to fire. Pulls it in. It's Clark. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The Gators come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. To throw again. Looking to buy time. Got enough space. He steps out of bounds just short of the end zone, and they'll try to punch it in from there.
Man, I love it when my QB not only uses his athletic ability, but uses his head. Nice job here. Nothing open. Don't force the football. You've got the lead. It's the fourth quarter. Nice job taking off and getting the first down.
And the Gators trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. A first down run on the doorstep. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill with that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Dropping back, it's Lagway. He wants it all. Touchdown, Florida! Fit it in the window for the score.
I like the aggressive play calling by the offensive coordinator on that drive as well. There are a lot of coaches that would have played it very conservative, very close to the vest, run the ball, and punt it away. Count on your defense, not this guy. He was going to take some shots, count on his own guys to get it done. And now with that touchdown late, they've got a 2-possession lead.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. San Jose State took care of business today. I think their coach had their attention all week, and the end result was a focused group of Spartans that fired on all cylinders. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still 2 quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Finds his man. It's Johnson. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. And the Mustangs want to move quickly.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You've got to put some points up on the board. This is where all 11 guys need to be playing together at this point.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Quarterback may change this route. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run play action. Pulls it in. It's Johnson. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. The marker is at the 35, and they need to get it there to convert 3rd down. Back to pass. It's Jennings. Makes the grab. It's Hudson. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle. He's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the fourth down.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. Converts on fourth down, and he's still going. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get him across the line and pick up the first down. He unleashed a bullet on that pass and converted the fourth down.
Gotta love it. Some people get conservative. Some people...
He'll take a shot. Touchdown, SMU. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense, is that you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. They cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Pulled and fire complete. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. He's now over 150 yards receiving. Might be worth noting that Taylor Jacobs holds the single-game record with 246.
Yeah, and when he's got speed on the outside, find him, bro. I mean, if those guys that are going to make plays, those are the guys I'm going to feature and continue to find. And so far, he hasn't disappointed. So if I'm Florida, I'm going to keep exploiting that matchup.
The Gators, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Clark. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Working well behind the sticks on second down. To the air. It's Flagway. That pass is incomplete.
That's what the offense would love to have back. That's a play they practice over and over and over. They feel like they can run that play in their sleep. Not able to connect there.
Big third down play here. If they get a stop, you'll see an immediate timeout. Wants to keep it in the air. Under fire. Makes the catch. It's Jackson. And boy, is he close to that first down. Maybe just a couple of inches short. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on fourth down. Calls his own number. Ball down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
about that. Fourth down, I'm going for it because I'm ending this game with my offense on the field, getting the first down, and now, Palmer, just watching it go tick, tick, tick.
Yep. Listen, it's just imposing your will, right? You know you're running it. The opponent knows you're running it there on fourth down. There's just nothing they can do to stop it.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. There he goes. They'll make the stop, but that first down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
Timeout call there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that. Every time you go into the booth, I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between